A few days after the kiss, the guards and Kai left with food and water for their respective people. The Princess Bai and Hai staying to battle it out for the immortal's heart. Hai and Bai had a slight advantage: they were able to cook, clean and do other housework and chores, while Triel was only good at farming and fishing. It was a humiliating defeat, as these two feminine boys were better wives than the only girl in the house. By now the land was large enough for Lu Wujiang to fly around and soar through the skies. His pure white wings glinting in the sunlight, his feathers fluttering in the wind as he flew around the border of his domain. This was the feeling he was craving, the wind whipping past his face, the breeze surrounding his very presence in a blanket of thrill. Unlike in Minecraft where one could only glide, in this world he could truly fly, his wings flapping every so often to keep him in the air. Meanwhile the three would-be wives watched as Lu Wujiang flew around with an almost childlike grin on his face. Bai, he's having so much fun. Hi, I bet he missed soaring along the skies a lot. Bai, I do too. I guess he didn't know he'd be trapped in such a small area alone like this. Triel, it still gives me chills thinking about what happens when he leaves the border. The blood-red skies, the quaking, the black lightning. It was terrifying. Hi, ha 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 ha, I still can't believe you two wet yourselves when that black lightning hit the sand next to us. Bai Shu, shut up. I was scared. Okay, besides at least I don't snore louder than a boar. Hi, you take that back, I do not. As the twins argued, Triel thought back to what her father told her. To seduce Lord Lu Wujiang whatever it takes. Her father thinking he could trick the immortal into giving him mystical items if she bed him. A plan she knew would fail, as Lu Wujiang was generous but not stupid. As soon as the guards left, she told him her father's plan herself, and he simply laughed it off, saying if the Elven King wanted some special item, he had just the thing, a fake sword of diamond. The sword looked as if it was made of pure diamonds, but in reality it only had the look of them, though her father was unable to tell and even put it over his throne once it was delivered. Meanwhile, the river's return had affected many villages for miles upon miles in the royal capital. The slow return of the river meant that the ports could begin shipping goods once more. A fact that would soon have more than a few repercussions later, as more people became more aware of Lu Wujiang's presence. Though as of now Lu Wujiang was busy learning about this world and the unusual mix of Eastern and Western mythos. While dragons were a thing, there were a massive amount of subtypes, including wyverns, worms and sea dragons, which were the most common types. Bestials, fae, fairies, yokai, demons, zombies, ghosts and so much more. Lu Wujiang was almost overwhelmed with information as he learned about the different races and monsters that wandered the lands, and allowed his face to display a rare moment of emotion instead of the calm, cool and collected look he normally gave. Taking a small sip of his tea, Lu Wujiang let out a sigh, noting that this world has many more things to see and explore than he realized, and was suddenly a bit depressed by the very limited space he was allowed to explore, all the while secretly wondering how dragon meat tasted. Bai, there's no need to feel down, I bet soon you'll be able to explore every inch of Zhonghua and beyond, he said with a flamboyant flaring of his arms and a bright smile, making Lu Wujiang feel a bit better. Lu Wujiang, with a sincere smile, gently pulled Bai onto his lap, holding the young feminine boy as one would a lover, and whispering a very quiet thank you into his ear, the warm breath on his sensitive lobes sending a shiver down Bai's spine. Bai gently swallowed and hugged onto the young immortal before the two shared a gentle but passionate kiss. Hai and Triel, feeling jealous and flirtatious, pulled the two apart and to the main bedroom for some special alone time, the four of them intertwining and forming a new and slightly unusual relationship.